You may be wondering if you should take an interpersonal communication class. Well, I'm here to tell you that you should. Learning about interpersonal communication will definitely help you improve your communication skills. If you didn't already know, interpersonal communication is the process of sharing information between two or more people through verbal, written, and nonverbal channels. There are many factors that can help improve our interpersonal communication, but I will be talking about 3 of the factors, which are the interpersonal communication process, nonverbal immediacy, and the perception process. The communication process. The transaction model to the right helps show the dynamic process in which communicators create meaning together through interaction. The components of the transaction model are the communicators, which are the people communicating, the channels, which is the way that they are communicating, whether face-to-face or through text messaging. The environment is the fields or experiences that help make sense of the other's behavior, which can also be the physical environment, but not always. Noise is anything that interferes with sending and receiving messages. Different influences on communication. There are different influences that can affect our communication with others. Race and ethnicity, gender and sexual orientation, age, and social class can all affect our communication with others. The communication competence. Communication competence is the ability to achieve goals in a manner that is both effective and appropriate. There are 6 characteristics of communication competence. They are a large repertoire of skills, which is different options on how to communicate. Adaptability, which is selecting appropriate responses for different situations. Ability to perform skillfully is performing the ability effectively. Empathy and perspective taking is understanding the other person's perspective. Cognitive complexity is the ability to construct a variety of different frameworks for viewing an issue. Self-monitoring is the process of paying close attention to one's own behaviors, and then they use that observation that they make and help shape it. Nonverbal immediacy assessment. The second thing you will learn about interpersonal communication is nonverbal immediacy. Nonverbal immediacy is the display of involvement signaled by physical closeness, eye contact, movement, and touch. Completing a self-assessment on nonverbal immediacy can provide insight on immediacy skills. The self-assessment asks questions about how often we use nonverbal cues such as gestures, eye contact, tone and voice, facial expressions, and a few others. Nonverbal immediacy is important when it comes to communication competence. Nonverbal immediacy and communication. You may be wondering how nonverbal immediacy can help our communication. Well, by understanding nonverbal immediacy and helping you, and seeing how your nonverbal immediacy skills are, it can help you understand the meaning behind words along with establish a relationship. It can also build trust with those around you. Perception. The last thing that you will learn about the interpersonal communication is the perception process. The perception process is the process of selecting, organizing, and interpreting information. The steps in the perception process are selection, which is the information that we choose to pay attention to. Organization is when we organize the information that we take in into a way that we can make sense of it. Interpretation is attaching meaning to the information that we have just received and tried to understand. And then negation, which is where each communicator tries to influence each other's perception. Influences on perception. There are so many different influences on perception, but I will be talking about 4. The 4 are physiological, psychological, social, and cultural. Improving perception. There are a few different ways that can help improve our perception. 2 ways to improve perception are building empathy and perception checking. By building empathy, we can try to understand the other person's perspective, and it can hopefully help us see the behaviors and their side of the story when we have conflict. Perception checking is a 3-step process that helps you understand and make sure that what you are perceiving is correct. If you look to the picture to the right, those are the 3 steps, and there's an example of how you can use it in a situation. You may be wondering how improving perception can help the interpersonal communication process. Improving our accuracy of perception can help improve some of the characteristics of competence for interpersonal communication. By improving on the characteristics, our interpersonal communication our interpersonal communication will improve along with them. Now that we have talked about those, you can better understand interpersonal communication and how it can improve our communication skills. Learning about the communication process, nonverbal immediacy, and the perception process helps you better understand that there is more to communication than just talking and listening. By understanding these and trying to improve on them, you can improve your interpersonal communication skills, which will lead to improving your communication skills also.